Jim Davidson and Andrew Tate call out King Charles for ignoring working-class struggles. In a world where royal affairs often feel distant from the everyday lives of common people, a storm was brewing at the intersection of celebrity and royalty. Jim Davidson, the outspoken comedian known for his controversial takes, and Andrew Tate, the polarizing figure who thrives on social media, joined forces in an unprecedented call-out directed at none other than King Charles III. Their message: the working class feels ignored, and it's time for the monarchy to take notice. It all started on a crisp autumn morning, the kind that hinted at change. Social media buzzed with Davidson's latest video, where he provocatively stated, "While the royals sip tea in their palaces, the working class struggles to keep their heating on." Davidson's words struck a chord with many, igniting a firestorm of debate online. But it was Tate's response that took the discourse to another level. "Royalty should be a reflection of the people," he tweeted, his words echoing through cyberspace. "If King Charles doesn't step down from his gilded throne and listen to the cries of the masses, he risks losing everything." The digital world was ablaze, and the media couldn't get enough. But what lay beneath their public personas? As the days rolled on, speculation swirled about the unlikely partnership between Davidson and Tate. Both men had their fair share of controversies, yet they found common ground in their disdain for the perceived disconnect of the monarchy from the struggles of ordinary people. In a surprise press conference, Davidson and Tate appeared together, both looking serious yet determined. "This isn't just about us," Davidson asserted, his voice steady but passionate. "It's about every worker who feels forgotten." The room held its breath as Tate added, "We're calling for accountability. The royals need to engage with the very people who keep this country running." Their words resonated deeply, but questions loomed large. Would King Charles respond? Would he acknowledge the growing discontent among the public? Just days later, Buckingham Palace issued a statement that sent shockwaves through the media. "His Majesty is committed to serving all of his subjects," it read, but the vague language felt like a deflection. Critics pounced. "Is this enough?" they asked. "Can a statement truly bridge the gap between the monarchy and the working class?" Tensions escalated further when a group of workers from various sectors, nurses, electricians, and teachers, gathered outside the palace, holding signs that read, "We are the backbone." The scene was charged with emotion, some were crying, while others shouted their demands for acknowledgement and support. As the cameras rolled, Davidson took to the streets, rallying the crowd. "This is not just a protest, it's a movement," he declared, his voice rising over the chants. The stakes were becoming higher, and the question on everyone's lips was, would King Charles dare to face this growing wave of dissent? Amid the escalating protests, whispers began to circulate about a potential royal engagement. Reports emerged that King Charles was contemplating a public meeting with representatives from the working class, a bold move that could either bridge the chasm or deepen the divide. Speculation soared: would he take the plunge? Would this meeting lead to real change, or would it be just another empty gesture? As anticipation built, Davidson and Tate continued to rally support, their influence spreading like wildfire. With every speech, every social media post, they raised the stakes. "If he meets with us, we'll know he's listening," Tate declared, his followers hanging on his every word. "But if he fails to act, the consequences could be dire." The day of the potential meeting arrived, and the air was thick with tension. News outlets were poised outside Buckingham Palace, waiting for confirmation. Would King Charles break tradition and meet with the working-class representatives? The answer came in the form of a single tweet from the palace: "The king will address the nation tonight." As the clock ticked away, viewers across the country held their breath, eager to hear what the monarch had to say. Would he acknowledge the struggles of the working class? Would he finally step down from the throne of privilege and reach out to those in need? The broadcast began, and King Charles appeared, looking both resolute and contemplative. His words were carefully chosen, acknowledging the hardships faced by many and promising to engage with the community. But the question remained, was this a genuine effort or merely a strategic PR move? As the screen faded to black, viewers were left with a sense of anticipation. What would happen next? Would Davidson and Tate's efforts lead to real change? Or would the monarchy slip back into its cocoon of privilege, leaving the working class in the shadows once again? The saga of Jim Davidson, Andrew Tate, and King Charles was far from over. The stage was set for a new chapter in royal family news, one that promised to keep the public on the edge of their seats.